Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food.
Welcome to Me, Myself, and Liberty. I'm Leslie Nesmith, and I have a fun show for you today. Darin Miller with CDL University is joining me, and if you missed the last show, you'll be very interested in this one because he's always a good time. He's a lot of fun, he is energetic, and he is a talker, so this is going to be a lot of fun. And he always says things that are sometimes just, inappropriate. That's our best kind of guess. Also, Tim Harper is going to be joining me towards the end of the show to talk about an update on his case. So I am interested in that. All right, make sure you go to YouTube, where we're currently banned, but you can go like us and find us there, and I think you can still shop on our store there. We're also on BitChute, so go to Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite there, and head over to my page, Me, Myself, and Liberty, on Facebook and on Parler, and follow me there. All right, I will be right back with the one and only Darin Miller.
To make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself.
Hello, basket of deplorables, ladies, gentlemen, those who are undecided. Todd Tucker back at the bunker, where I belong. And we want you to join us here at OTUmedia. Become a patron, a Patreon member. If you want true conservative messaging and not the same old corporate filtered news of Oklahoma, this is the place to be. Become a supporter, a soldier, a sergeant, a co-producer, even a sponsor. True conservatism lives here at OTUmedia. Go to patreon.com/OTUmedia, patreon.com/OTUmedia. This is where conservatism lives, and the fight is just beginning.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula with 17 essential supplements. When it matters most, you've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Cantech Labs.
Another one drives a truck.
Visit cdluniversity.org.
At CDL University, and another success, another one drives a truck. Hey, gonna help you too, another one drives a truck.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself and stay cool.
Welcome back to Me, Myself, and Liberty. And as you can see, for real, Darin Miller is joining me. Well, welcome again.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful place to be, by the way.
It is a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
I want to remind the audience to please go to my Me, Myself, and Liberty page if you haven't done that, and like it on Facebook. I'm also on Parler.
Which we were talking about that.
Yes.
We were talking about some things to do for your business and certain things.
That's
like
right.
That. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for letting me talk.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a real challenge with you and me.
the last time. I think we went over, like every segment went over.
Right.
And I want to remind the audience that we are now on BitChute, and so you can watch videos, our publications there, and on YouTube, which we're banned there right now because, again, we're dangerous people.
And like we were talking about that before, why were you banned? Because you're truthful.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you're honest. You get to the point. You talk about the facts. So being banned anymore, I guess, is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Banned people are the kind of people that you want to hang around.
That's right. You don't want the ones that go along to get along.
Right.
So
don't we have a problem with that in this country today?
Oh, gosh, we do. Oh,
and
my gosh.
Where are the Lewis and Clarks? Seriously, think about that. How many people in today's society would get in a canoe and go down a river that no one's been down before to unexplored lands? Think about it.
I know one person.
I know how many people in today's world would you even think would possibly take a risk to do that?
Oh yeah,
and that's our problem.
One son. I have a 25-year-old son that would not even bat an eye at that. He would get in there with his backpack and his whatever he would take.
And you know what? That's what we were talking about before we started.
Float down a river.
Before we started this session, we were talking about that, and he'd be the perfect candidate to drive a truck.
That's
he
right.
would be a perfect candidate to explore this country, a perfect candidate to build this nation, because that's what truck drivers do.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
always done that. You know the families that immigrated to the U.S. and then they came out to the frontier, just like my family did. We're a bunch of Prussians that were persecuted as Mennonites overseas. They came to this great country. They were Sooners. They migrated to Oklahoma, and they were trucking their furniture, their provisions, and what was a wagon, and that's trucking.
Yep. That's right.
And that's how we
exactly
built
right.
this country.
That is.
But like your son, he has the ambition. He's not fearful, because fear puts us in a box that keeps us from being the way God wanted us to be. Great, is be independent, and it is being responsible for yourself and for your family, and only out of that can you give. So this country, we've got so many things backwards in this country.
Oh gosh,
God wanted me to be the daddy of my family.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want the government to be the daddy. In politics today, everybody wants a daddy, and everybody wants
Who's
the
your daddy?
government. That's right. But everybody wants the government to be their daddy.
Yes,
and it's a real bad problem.
It is a problem. And the fear factor, the minute people get scared or feel a little bit insecure, they want to go to the government.
Absolutely, because it's the daddy
That's
of
right.
today's world, and it's so sad that we can't believe in something that made us, that gives us the ability to be the best that we can be, with rules that are given for you to achieve. Because, here's the deal. A society that's going to get along, that's going to be civilized, has to go by rules. Yeah. It has to. All right? If you don't, it's going to be extreme chaos. Yeah. You can never improve on anything if you can't have a system that you can measure.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have it in a box so you can measure it, so you can get it smaller, so you can be better at what you're doing. And in today's world, that takes discipline. It always takes discipline. Discipline goes hand in hand with success, and as soon as you quit being disciplined, you let go of the hand of success, you go this way, and success goes this way. The thing is that we've embraced in this country, we didn't know we were going to just start.
Yeah, I know.
We've embraced in this country a system that we don't want to be responsible. We don't. We want somebody to take care of us. It's just like politics today. There's always great causes. There's always good causes. And there's people out there that want to do the right thing, and they want to do good things. But here's the deal. Just like the anti-abortion movement in this state, I don't know how somebody can sit there and tell us that they're not murdering a child in the womb, where all the other laws are, and it's happened this week where a woman's got shot and she was pregnant, and the guy, that is getting charged with it's being charged for double homicide, right? Okay, but so the deal is just like abortion. Here's the sad part about it. The sad part about in politics and the way that we do things in this country right now and in this state is it's not about the moral reason. It's about who's going to pad your pocket.
That's right.
Which means that you want your daddy to pad your pocket. You're going to vote for the people that pad your pocket.
That's right.
And that's the problem here, guys.
That is the problem.
And now we have this mess in the country because everybody subscribes to that.
Yeah.
Let me throw something else out here, and I didn't mean to dive into this, but
go
here's
for
the
it.
deal. Let me tell you the problem with the state of politics today in the United States and here in Oklahoma. The church is dead.
That's
The
right.
church is totally dead. I hold the church responsible, literally, for the problems that we have in society, because the church is preaching and teaching PC culture.
Yeah.
That's what you've sold yourself out to fit in the world, okay, and to do the things the world does. And you advertise the world to go get masses of people to donate money to you. And that is a problem. It's a problem. And you've wrecked the fundamental processes in this country, which our forefathers, they set, because they set it based on civilized rules that come from, I don't care if you believe in God or not. There's never been any principles other than the Ten Commandments that have had societies get along with each other.
It really is.
Absolutely.
I can't steal from you.
No, absolutely,
Or
right?
take your wife.
Yeah,
That seems pretty reasonable.
I'm not gonna take my wife.
I wouldn't take your wife. But it's pretty, don't kill people.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But you're exactly
Right?
right. So here's
Pretty,
easy. Here's the thing. Let's talk about Oklahoma. Let's talk about Oklahoma politics. Okay, here's the deal. So I see an article. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago on Fox News on their website and whatever, going down the news, and they're talking about Oklahoma, and I don't remember the numbers specifically, but we have here in Oklahoma. We have the largest gap in the country between Republican elected officials to Democrat. And I don't know, there's something pretty close to an 80% gap here, okay?
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm sitting here, and they did this article, and in the article it talked about how can you have such a major gap on conservative, and then liberal policies are put in place to govern the state. And I'm sitting there and I'm just totally dumbfounded. My personal experience is that I can't figure out, and in the business that I'm in, and by the way, it's CDL University.
I was going to say we need
405-702-4333, and I'll help you with a great new career. Okay, but
and we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about what they do, because it's really important.
Yeah, but anyway, so here's the deal. The deal is we have all of these supposedly Republicans, which are supposed to be, in the way that it's marketed, you're supposed to be conservative. If you're a Republican.
Yeah.
Okay? But they're all on the bandwagon to grow government. They're all on the bandwagon to support public education. They're all on the bandwagon to support VOTEC. They're all on the bandwagon to get as many federal dollars as they can into the state to do whatever they do with it. And typically, and here's the sad thing about this. The sad thing about it, we messed up in politics in this country when we began paying elected officials more than they could make in the private sector.
Yeah.
And it's just like this. Let me tell you something. The perfect bumper sticker, literally, would be this, okay? I'm tired of this socialist shit. And let me tell you why I say that. Because here's the deal. If you're elected in office as a conservative Republican and you're growing government, you're a socialist. I'm sorry, but you are. And the other thing about it is this. Literally, The problem I have is when you get all of these guys that say, and gals that say they're conservative, that run businesses, they know how to run a business, and then they get in office, and then all of a sudden they're going to grow a business. They're going to grow the government. They're going to grow the business. And what that does is that absolutely cuts the throat of the private sector wherever you came from. I'm going to tell you right now my opinion, and see, here's what's sad about this. In today's political culture, I've got to sit there and apologize before I say something.
Yeah, you've got to give the yes. But what's good about this is he's going to apologize. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and then you're going to say it.
Okay. If I can remember.
keep it in your head. Keep it in your head. Okay, we'll be right back.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make
Another one drives a truck.
Visit cdluniversity.org.
At CDL University, and another success, and another success. Another one drives a truck. Hey, gonna help you too. Another one drives a truck.
Hey everybody, Todd Tucker here. Are you tired of Big Mobile making deals with dirty DC politicians to amplify liberals and silence conservatives like you? Do you want the same quality of service that you get from your current provider without supporting leftist, anti-American subversives like Kendra Horn and Nancy Pelosi? Well, Patriot Mobile can help you, and they can make a great deal. Ask what Patriot Mobile can do for you, and ask what Patriot Mobile can do for your country. Call Patriot Mobile today at 877-367-7524. 877-367-7524. Be a patriot. Join Patriot Mobile.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula with 17 essential supplements. When it matters most, you've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Cantech Labs.
used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plate.
Welcome back to Me, Myself, and Liberty. And before we get back to Brother Miller, I'm gonna plug
the
this
views
coffee.
expressed by their guest is not what they believe.
Oh, it probably
per
is,
se.
actually. I mean, in this case. Barrage Coffee. You can buy it online. And let me tell you something. I asked for a cup of it because I needed a perk up here, and it's CBD infused. I know this is not like a regular commercial, is it? I'm hyped up on coffee. So all we had available was a mason jar. So I'm drinking my my coffee out of the mason jar, but it's good coffee.
Yeah,
it's
chug
really
a
good
lug
coffee.
it.
All right. Now we're going to get back to Brother Miller here. He's talking about socialism and if you're growing government, but we also want to make sure that we talk about CDL University also.
Oh, okay.
We want to make sure we do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, well, my point is this. My point is that, and let me sum it up like this. You know, the reality is the politicians use the government shutdowns as a way to pass more things and get more draft and get more all kinds of things that are pushed in there.
Yeah.
Obviously with the Bidens, obviously what's being exposed is it sounds like we're giving all this money to foreign countries and all that. Then it's shifted back to these politicians through all these dummy countries and all this foreign aid is coming right back to the politicians.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the deal is, let me sum this up. As conservative Republicans, when you hear a government shutdown, that ought to be the best day of your life. We ought to limit government like you can't believe, because right now, let me tell you how this works in our state, and in the business that I'm in, okay? is that there's all kinds of government and federal dollars that are being pumped in, and they're being pumped in for people that are deemed less fortunate, low income, whatever. And then the government takes these programs and creates their own program for it, okay, which steps on the feet of private businesses. And then all of this money, now the taxpayers pay for all of this 100%. They spend it on equipment, the overhead and the kind of things that you need to be able to run a business. That's all paid for by you, the taxpayer. Then they take all these funds and then they give all these funds back to the government businesses. And so it's just another degree of crony capitalism.
It's just a cesspool of...
It is. And so...
Just a toilet.
And so, the deal is we need to do something about that in the state. We need to come up with a system of some type where when you put a Republican on your name or you put a label on your name, that you need to be held accountable to those values.
We need a certificate of authenticity.
Yes, we do.
Hey.
Yeah.
There we go.
But we need something. We need something that shows, hey, this is what these people are really about. This is what they're fighting for. And we've got to get serious about this because we're being overtaken. So it's just like it's a tsunami. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell people out there, it's not ever going to change until you stand up and you say the things that you get turned on when somebody tells the truth and somebody says the things they're not supposed to say in public today. And you know what? If you believe it, you need to say it. You need to say it because it's not ever going to stop until we tell people they're full of baloney.
And if you keep waiting on somebody to do it, that's the other thing is that there's too many of us on our side that think somebody else will do it. Somebody else stronger, somebody else who's more brave, somebody else with a bigger platform. They'll handle it. They're going to take care of it for us, and they're not going to.
Yeah, and here's the deal. I understand that, but the way you fix all this about being fearful of losing your job and these kind of things mm-hmm. like that because of that is this. Look, guys, do you not understand that when we're a huge government state here in Oklahoma? Matter of fact, this is sad, but it's very hard to have a small business in the state of Oklahoma if you don't have some portion and a large portion of your business that has a contract with the government. Mm-hmm. And that is a sad deal.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you that's how it works. Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen, guys, when more than 50% of our population is working for the government in some capacity? What's going to happen? I don't think people really look at the economics of it and they look at how this works.
No, they don't look at it.
Yeah,
they don't.
And let me tell you this: it's almost getting to the point today, and this is going to be a very bold statement, but it's almost getting to the point for a lot of us out there that have private business and provide jobs, and that's all we do. You as a small business owner, you don't make any money. You really don't. What you do is you provide jobs for people so they can feed their family.
That's exactly
and take care of them.
Yep.
And it's the truth. So you're on this mission to do this, but look, we've got to change our attitude about this. We're the only ones that pay taxes, and people go, "No, I work for the government. I pay tax." No, you don't. You don't pay tax. You can't pay tax. You're getting funded by taxpayer money. What the government's doing to you is they're short paying you. Mm-hmm. How can you pay taxes on money that you produce when you're not producing anything because it's coming from the people that produce? Yeah, it's coming from the source that they took from the people that produced. We got to change our attitude about this, people. We have to change our attitude about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to make sure that we get to which you're gonna stick with me for the whole show today. So we will have lots of time to talk. But I want to make sure that we talk about CDL University, not only because it's a great company and you offer a great service, but because it supports these conservative values also. It empowers people of all ages, all backgrounds, to be able to earn an honest living, a very good living.
Very good living, yes.
And save money and get ahead. And, it may not be the career for everyone, but you know what? It could be the career for a lot of people, and it's a career for it could be for a temporary time frame. It could be for a lifetime. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've said that we have. I've got truck drivers in my family. I have an uncle who, he's a truck driver, and it is perfect. He does very well for himself. It's a fantastic living. And it's amazing that we don't have more millennials, like younger people.
Yeah, well, because it's not marketed that way.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about who controls the industry and why
Yeah.
they do that. It's like any industry with labor. When unions get involved, and they're gonna drive the marketing, they're gonna drive the push, they're gonna put they're gonna box in their wages, and they're gonna, I mean, and they do. But there's a lot of opportunity here in Oklahoma, and there's a lot of 95% of the people that come to CDL University, they drive local because they want to drive local. We're not big into locking in contracts with limited wages and that kind of stuff. But really, here's the point to it. And if you ever listen to me on the things that I put out on my website and on Facebook.
What your website is?
It's cdluniversity.org, O-R-G. But if you listen to it, and you want to know how good our school is, go to both of those, because people will tell you great things about us, and we're real proud about that, because we do what we say we're going to do at CDL University. But here's the deal with it. Look, if I'm a young man or a young woman, okay.
Which you can choose that today.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can. I'm not going to allow myself. I'm a man.
I am not.
But anyway, okay, so here's the thing. Do you want to go work in retail? Do you want to go work as a young person? Do you want to go work in retail, make $15 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever? Do you want to get in a truck and you want to do something that's not as physical, on standing on your feet all day? Or do you want to do something different than working in a warehouse? And you come in, you get your CDL, the training takes 4 weeks to do it, then you're going. And listen, I'm telling you, if you don't make $60,000 your first year doing this, that's your fault, because you went to work for the wrong company.
Yeah, true.
But we got to quit looking at this as it's a career for a lifetime. Now, when we talk about career, let me tell you, it's the only industry that I know that offers a true career. And what is a true career? A true career opportunity, it has unlimited income potential. A true career opportunity has the ability of you doing something in that industry, and your income is only limited to your ambition. That's a true career. Don't buy into the bunk at the corporate world with, this is a great career. You're going to leave there with nothing from that company. Not a piece of
A coffee mug, maybe.
Yeah, but the only thing you're going to do is the money that you have saved on your own. And that's the reality. It's kind of like HR departments. Okay? The HR people are so nice. The department runs, you think they care about you and all that. The only reason they're there is so that you don't sue the company if you get disgruntled. That's it. So a true career, look, you want to make millions of dollars
Yes.
in your career, you can do it in the trucking industry. Where can you go do that?
Yes, I want to make millions of dollars.
Where
Sign me
can you
up.
go do that anywhere else?
Exactly. You can't.
I love it.
And so we've got to take a break, but I was going to say, unlimited, income potential, all those multi-level marketing places, they always say that unlimited potential. You are not going to make $1 million selling Cincy. You are not. Okay, we're going to take a break.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself and stay cool. I stay grateful for every.
Hey everybody, Todd Tucker here, and everyone who knows me knows I love to read a great book, and right now I'm reading this incredible novel by local author Richard Engel. All you have to do is go tolastamericanpresident.com and save big right now on this book. The Last American President is a story about political intrigue, romance, betrayal set against the backdrop of the dissolution of the United States of America. It's great reading, and when you go to lastamericanpresident.com, lastamericanpresident.com, use the promo code OTU, you're going to save money. And not only that, but half the price comes back to OTU. So half the proceeds from this book come back so you can watch great programming like you see on the OTU Media Network every day. LastAmericanPresident.com. I highly recommend this book. Read it today.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula when it matters most. You've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Cantech Labs.
Another one drives a truck.
Visit cdluniversity.org.
At CDL University, and another success, and another success. Another one drives a truck. Hey, gonna help you too. Another one drives a truck.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself and stay cool. I stay grateful for every yeah, he needed dough, so he needed dough and made bread, but his customers didn't need it dough. They had other places to go where they didn't have to see sad faces while taking a stroll.
Back to Me, Myself, and Liberty, and Darin Miller. I'm drinking this coffee, and I'm gonna have to go run a marathon or something. I think it has a pretty good amount of caffeine in it. So, all right.
Okay.
So we need to. So this is what I want to do. This is you have an important business. You do it the right way. You're conservative. So
Yeah, this is the
tell
best
the
part.
audience about what you guys do, what to expect.
Okay, here's what we do. If you want to get your commercial driver's license, okay, you need to come in and see us. Of course, here's the reality with anything. All right, you're only as good as your foundation. You're only as good as when you start something with the foundation that you set to build upon, you know. And so what we do at CDL University is you come in, we teach you the things that you need to know, not only to pass the CDL test here in Oklahoma, but when you go to an orientation with a company that you want to work for, that you have exposure to where you're not looking like a deer caught in the headlights.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a better job than that than anybody that I know. Like I said previously, 95% of the people that go through our school, they choose to drive local. They want to be home every night, and that's fantastic. But the 5% that we do have that choose that they want to go see the country and do that, I'm telling you, every time I have a person that goes to a large company out there and show up for their orientation, they will call me back and tell me they're the only ones in the orientation to know how to do everything that they needed to do. So we take a lot of pride in that. The thing that makes us successful at CDL University is we care about your investment. Anything that you do to better yourself to where you're going to make over $40,000, $50,000 a year, you're going to have some type of education or some type of training to make that kind of income. I mean, you just do.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't want to do that, keep making your $20,000 a year, and that's perfectly fine. That's your choice to do.
Be a barista at Starbucks.
Yeah, but if you want to make more money than that, and you want to do something that you can, your investment is minimal. It's $5,000. I mean, that's what it is.
That is amazing. When you $49.95, and that's amazing because $5,000 to get that type of training, and it takes only a month, and the potential that's there. It's truly a career path that the investment is minimal, the training time is minimal, and you can maximize the.
Yeah, we're in a situation in this country here where I graduated from college, got into a profession in the technology industry over 30 years ago, made a great living, and that investment in the education, you made a good enough living to pay for it. Now what's going on is, and it's happened over the last 20 years, that coming out of college with an investment, your investment is much, much higher.
Oh, yeah.
But your wages have dropped significantly.
Mm-hmm.
And, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we were starting to see that plumbers and electricians and were making more than MDs.
It's true.
You started seeing all that. So the way the medical industry countered that was, now your business, your practice, personal practice is bought out by a big hospital.
Yep.
You work in their system to where they maximize insurance dollars to pay you more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so you make more money now by being specialized and having everybody. That's a different deal.
Yeah, it's a racket.
Insurance
basically,
is like
what he's saying is it's a racket.
Yeah, it's like everybody thinks their insurance, medical insurance. Give me a credit card and I don't have to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do at CDL University, when you look at, and we've done this before, go to our website or go to our Facebook and you'll see videos on it. We sit there and we talk about what your investment is to be a doctor, what your investment is to be an attorney, and what your investment is to get the education and get the experience and the training to be a truck driver. Mm-hmm. And the reality is you're going to make as much money being a truck driver or more than being an attorney, and your investment in it is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely nothing. So we take a lot of pride in that. One of the things that we do completely different is I only take 20 students a month, and let me tell you why I do that. Because you can't learn to drive a truck if you don't drive a truck. And so all the other business models,
what a concept.
All the other business models are, you bring as much people as you can, you throw them all up against the wall, about 30-40% max are going to get their CDL, and everybody else you're going to blame because you didn't give them the training, because you can't afford the equipment and you can't afford everything. You didn't give them the training, so it was their fault.
Sounds like the government.
Yeah, kind of like the universities do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not. You go and enroll in a class and you pay for your semester. They're not going to give you your money back if you quit.
No.
And if they don't ever promise a job, and they don't ever, I mean, like my degree, political science. What did
it's
I do?
worthless now.
What did I do with that? Right?
Exactly. This is it. This is it. This is the only thing he's doing with his political science
That's
degree.
exactly right.
That should tell you something.
So here's the thing. Here, what we really do is we really care about your investment. We want you to be successful. There was a guy that nobody knows of named Zig Ziglar, which anybody that I shouldn't say that. The majority of people across the world, if they're middle aged and they've been successful, they know who Zig Ziglar was. He passed away a few years ago or whatever. But he always said, you help enough people get what they want, and eventually you'll get what you want.
That's right.
But you put the emphasis on the first part of it, and that's what we do at CDL University. We take a lot of pride in that. I'm going to stick with you. If you come and you do what we say to do, I'm going to stick with you. We partner with you, and let me tell you how we partner with you. Okay, we invest in the equipment. We invest in the best instructors around. Okay, and they're going to give back. They've all made money in the industry. They're going to give back to you the knowledge, because they're all at a season in life where they get a kick out of, and you'll be there one day. You get a kick out of the knowledge that you have, teaching other people how to do it and how to be successful. It's better than money. But anyway, so here's the deal. So we invest in that, and we're going to stick with you. Your part of the deal is you're going to come in, you're going to do what we say. The worst employees I've ever had, that I've ever hired, and I've hired a lot of people over the years, the worst employees I ever had was they got out of college, they came in, their parents both had fantastic professions. I teamed them up with somebody, their manager, that had 20 years of experience, and they didn't listen to a word they said. That's the definition of a fool.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And they lasted a good 3 days.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if you come in and you partner with us, you do what we tell you to do, I guarantee you'll come out of there successful. Now, here's the thing. our office right now and our enrollment is busier than it's ever been this year. Typically in our business, November and December, because of the holidays, is the slowest time of the year for us. We have been busier this November and the start of this December than we've ever been. And let me tell you why, because people are realizing that with this government scare and with this shaping of how we're supposed to live, there's a profession out there that is literally COVID proof. And let me tell you what that is. That's truck driving. And let me tell you why, okay? And let me tell you why people like doing it. They like doing it with the world in the shape that it is today, because you're in that cab in that truck all by yourself. And guess what? You got all kinds of entertainment blaring at you. You're driving down the road, minding your own business, and you're making money. And so, I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Trucks never stopped. They never stopped. My gosh, people, don't you realize that they're the ones that bring all the toilet paper?
I was going to say.
When you guys all freak out about that, somebody call in today and tell me, what is the deal about toilet paper? With COVID, are you just constantly going to the bathroom all day long, or what?
Are you asking me?
This whole
You're asking me. No, I'm
this
not.
whole thing working?
I don't know.
Why do I need more toilet paper?
I don't know. We had plenty of toilet paper, and I can say that COVID did not cause anyone in our house to poop any more than they normally do.
That's right. Well,
It's just a fact.
I'm glad we got that settled.
All right.
Hey, listen. What you need to do if you want a good career, and look, we talk about this. It doesn't matter if you want to do it for 6 months. It doesn't matter if you want to do it for 2 years. It doesn't matter. I've got all kinds of success stories and all kinds of case studies that show how much money people make because they set a goal where they wanted to make money. If you're a young man or a young woman, you don't have any ties, get out here and work for a couple of years and put $200,000 in the bank. I'm serious about that. Okay, so give us a call at CDL University, 405-702-4333. Talk to me. I'm going to have you come in because I can't help you if I don't know you.
That's right. Or you can get a political science degree and come and get paid nothing to be on my show. All right.
Hey, drive a truck, okay?
All right. Well, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be here with Leslie. It's always a pleasure to do this. Guys, everybody keep safe, and hopefully they'll have me on again.
Yes, hopefully. All right, I'll be right back.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great.
Another one drives a truck.
Visit cdluniversity.org.
At CDL University, and another success, and another success. Another one drives a truck. Hey, gonna help you too. Another one drives a truck.
With being able to secure victory, again, thank you. Truly a tremendous feat accomplished, and like I told you throughout the whole campaign, I'm working for you guys. I'm working for Oklahoma County. I'm trying to make this a safer place. I'm trying to make this a better place to live. I'm trying to have better relationships with every culture involved. I want to be better stewards of the county resources. These are all things that I ran on, that I believe in, and that I'm going to give to you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity and believing in me, that we can go and do this together and make these a great 4 years for Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office.
Used to make do, so now I make two and give one to you. Till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices.
Welcome back to Me, Myself, and Liberty, and I have Tim Harper joining me. All right, welcome.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Leslie.
I bet you are, because you have some news for us, right?
I sure do.
Okay, so real fast, give the audience who may have missed it, which I can't believe there's anybody out there who's missed this, but give them the quick background, what happened, and now where we're at today, okay?
Well, I'm a First and Second Amendment auditor, and I go out in public with my camera, and I video interactions with law enforcement officers and government agencies and their employees. How do they really treat us when we go out and flex our rights, such as using a camera in a courthouse, walking to city parks, public areas, anywhere you're publicly allowed to be with a camera? You would be surprised at the reaction you get from your public officials. You may even end up in jail, like James Freeman did over the weekend in Arizona for filming the police on a traffic stop. This is his shirt, by the way, flag of tyranny. And we go out and expose where our government, where they should be protecting our rights, are not. So I had a channel, which I still do. I have control of it. Had 22,000 subscribers on it, and I was starting to gain some traction here in Oklahoma City. I would teach people that if they're in a car and you get pulled over by the police, only the driver has to give the ID. If the police start asking you for your ID and you're in the passenger seat or back seat, you did not break a law, and they don't have probable cause to ID you. In Oklahoma, we do not have a fail to ID statute. Now, they'll try to trick you and scare you into giving your ID, and most people do, but I started to teach people stuff like that. And then I also started to show Second Amendment audits. So I would walk in public with my AR-15 pistol, and of course everybody calls in on the phone and get reactions. If you want to see some of my videos, go to Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite and go back about a little over a year, and that you'll see all my videos on the channel. And some of them have several million views on the channel. So the powers to be in Oklahoma, typically those in charge, don't like you carrying a gun in public like the police can. It's okay for the police to be armed, but they don't like to see us citizens armed. The king gets mad when he knows that you can match firepower with firepower. They like to hold that over your head. So I was showing everybody in the state that you can carry an AR-15 in public before constitutional carry took place, and it's by using a pistol. So when I started to do that, Oklahoma City Police and several other departments didn't like what I was doing. And on the second day after constitutional carry, I said to myself, I'm going to go walk around everywhere I can with my AR-15 rifle and just enjoy the day of constitutional carry. And I ended up going into a restaurant, which I had already been in 4 of them, and somebody started taking pictures. Several people did. We had a discussion with the manager, and they asked me to leave, so I left. And these pictures started to make it around social media, and before you know it, it's on Channel 4, Channel 9 on the news. Well, Oklahoma City PD decided to arrest me and give me an unconstitutional bond of $100,000 cash bond, and basically tried to bury me under the jail because they didn't like me showing you how to exercise your freedoms. So they tried to make me disappear in that route. They charged me with a felony, and they went on a law that was half right, half in the books, but when constitutional carry took place the day before, half of the statute was removed defining alcohol. Our legislators forgot, or I don't know what they did wrong, but they did not remove the part that says you can't carry an unlicensed gun into an establishment that serves alcohol for consumption. But we were able to convince the DA over time to dismiss the charges, and that's what happened yesterday. So as of now, my charges have been dismissed. I'm free. I'm clear. Back to business as usual for me.
He's a free man.
Yes. Yes.
I guess you were a free man sort of before, but this is big. It's a big deal to have those charges dropped.
It is big. We were going to go to trial, but the district attorney began to realize some things that, I'd never broken the law, never been convicted of anything. I worked in federal service. I started a ham radio club that serves our communities in Oklahoma County. and there really wasn't anything that they could point at me. But what did happen is the day that I walked into the Twin Peaks restaurant, I had walked down 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. And if you don't know the area, basically it's the ghetto. It's Jason Lowe's rat-infested district, where Jason Lowe, who lives in Edmond, by the way, not even in his own district, he panders to his people in the area. And I walked down it, and I made a video where I stop in front of a church, Black Israelite Hebrew church, and I speak to the individuals for a little bit, and they call the police. Well, I step off their property, and they wanted me to continue on. Well, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm off your property. You have right to tell me what to do on your property. So I stepped that far off their property, and the police were there, 6, 7, 8 of them, and it's on Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite YouTube channel if you go back far enough. They determined I was on public property and could not be moved. Well, the news took that and ran with it and said I was trying to harass black people at a church, that I tried to forcibly enter the church, that I was there to cause trouble, when all I was doing was walking down the road and going to have a discussion with them about their right minorities have the need for Second Amendment rights just as well as anybody else. So they twisted it and tried to make a monster out of me. They presented that to the district attorney, who ran with it, and they gave me an unconstitutional bond, and through all of this I prevailed. So we need to fight for our Second Amendment rights in the courtroom and in the legislature, because we're even though in Oklahoma we're winning the battle, we're doing very well. You can just look across the country and see what's happening with a lot of these other states, and we don't want to follow suit with them.
Yeah, definitely. And I wish that we were fully constitutional, Carrie. You know, I wish there were no infringements whatsoever, because that really is part of the problem, is that you have to know what infringements are there so that you don't overstep a boundary or, you know, get arrested or whatever. So I think that our legislature should just take off all of the restrictions. Just
Yes.
have constitutional carry.
Yeah, because we have.
That would solve it.
We have laws that cover people that do things they shouldn't with guns.
Yeah.
You have charges for assault.
You can't shoot people,
Yeah, you can't
for
shoot
instance,
people.
for no reason,
Yep.
or, you know,
Other
that kind
than
of
that,
thing. Can't brandish it, walk around, you know.
And you guys
aiming
need
it at
to be
people.
aware of some bills coming up before your legislator this season. Do you like carrying your gun in a holster right here, like a chest rig style? You may be against the law or a criminal next year if some of these laws pass. You can also, one of the things I discovered in Oklahoma is in Tulsa won't let you walk down the street during an event with a handgun. So we found out why. I got arrested, got everything taken care of up there, and we found out what they were hanging their hat on. And because in the wording of the statute, it said that you are allowed, they can't prevent you from carrying at a wildlife refuge, wildlife recreation area in a city park. Nowhere did it say street or sidewalk. So we're running bills this year. I think Kevin West or John Eccles or somebody, I can't remember who, is running a bill to add that language to our statutes so that you can walk down the streets in Tulsa. Well, the Municipal League has gotten involved, and they've convinced OK2A to add some stuff in there that is going to preempt state preemption. And if the city puts up a 10-foot wall, metal detector, and a police officer, you can no longer walk down the street where you can right now.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So you need to read these bills coming through, and just because they're rubber stamped, they have some anti-gun stuff in our gun bills.
Yeah, I think the best thing is just to remove all the restrictions and have full constitutional carry. That's my goal. That's what I want personally.
My new channel is Timothy Harper.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure that we got that in there. So if you go to YouTube and go to Timothy Harper, so you're on there, and then also... I wanted to make sure that I didn't mention this earlier, go to patreon.com/OTUmedia, and you can find our videos there also. So today's show will be there, as well as on BitChute, and YouTube is playing games with us, so it won't be there just yet. but it will be soon. So, well, I'm excited for you to get those charges dropped.
Me too.
That's huge. That's life changing. It could have been much worse, but thank God. Okay, well, thank you for joining us today, and I will be right back.
Bye.
Now I make two and give one to you till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself and stay cool. Used to make deuce and now I make two and give one to you till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself.
Welcome back. All right, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I know there is a lot going on in the world, and it is hard to find any real news or real information out there, so I appreciate you joining me. And I want to remind you to check out CDL University. I'm telling you, for the younger people, for the older people, for the person who is semi-retired or the business owner who needs a different source of income. I mean, it is a fantastic opportunity. So be sure to check that out. All right, I will see you next week.
Used to make deuce and now I make two and give one to you till your luck break through. Break bread like we did in grade school. I stay grateful for every plateful. Sit at my table, get some great food. When you make choices, they also make you. Share the wealth beyond yourself and stay cool.